What's up, everybody? Here we are on the Bench Sheet Podcast. We are at Black Valve Media Coliseum.
The Coliseum.
Once again, we have a lot of topics to talk about today.
Tons.
Not only are we going to talk some NBA basketball, which we always do.
We always do.
But, it just seems that gambling and betting is just all over the sports world.
Oh, goodness. It is bad. As an avid gambler myself.
Yes.
No, I'm not an avid gambler.
On sports or at the casino?
Well, first off, I don't really gamble. I'm a liar.
Okay.
And I like to sound cool in front of my friends by pretending to act like I know about gambling.
Yeah.
But I don't. I don't know about gambling. Yes, there's been some people in trouble with gambling, some possible gambling situations, which we're going to get to with Otani.
Yes, we are.
Or as Cameron would like to say, Otami.
Okay.
I think his name should be Otami. Before we get to all that, let's say one quick thing. Like, subscribe. Find us on YouTube.
Yes.
Find us on anywhere you get your podcasts, which are different podcast forms you can get.
But more importantly, subscribe on YouTube. That really would do us a huge favor, and we'd really appreciate that.
And I do, which we're also going to get to, I do want to shout out Iowa State University Cyclone Basketball. Is this the shirt that you wore to look cool at college parties?
Roll damn clones. Yeah, this is actually the zip up that I wore to a couple college parties so that, all the people would, know that I played on the team.
And now you play in the NBA. And by the way, I don't know if you know this about your March stats. You are averaging 11.7 points per game, which is an uptick. A good 2
Let's
point.
go to the top.
Yeah.
To the top. Well, that being said, then we shouldn't skip over. We always do a Cavs preview.
Okay.
Obviously we played the other night, dropped one to the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
We've kind of been on a little skid here. But I think moving on, we're piecing it back together. We're getting healthy. We have a big West Coast road trip. Have to take down Denver, Utah, Phoenix, LA Lakers, LA Clippers. So it's going to be a grind, and this is kind of, where teams come together and you make a push and make it happen.
You're not the 4 seed. You're looking good. You're not going to be in the play-in. There's a lot of teams, especially in the Western Conference, that people thought were going to be in the playoffs and are just sitting on the outside looking in.
Ooh.
They can't even get in the club, as they would say.
How you going to hate fans outside the club? You can't even get in.
You can't even get in. I shouldn't make fun of them because I've been outside of the club my whole life. I am a guy that people will look at and say, don't let him into the club.
Well, also, you being that guy, you've also been an avid Knicks fan for a long time. So I'm sure you're excited about how they've been playing.
The Knicks
Do
are
you
playing
even
great.
follow them, or are you just
Of course. Dante DiVincenzo going off for 40 the other night, setting a Knicks franchise record with 11 three-pointers made. Now, a lot of people know this. I scored 34. Okay,
running clock.
This is a running clock, which basically means it's 70. So he hasn't really met my career high yet. However, he did drop 40. What's the most three-pointers you hit in any game? Summer League, what's the most three-pointers you've ever hit?
I think it would be like 10, but how excited would you be if you had the opportunity to guard Dante DiVincenzo? Because you get all like this superstar boner when you guard. Get like real excited. I see. Look at your face, dude. You like show off your pearly white teeth.
It was not even a boner. It was like I had to pee. That's why. Okay, now we're talking about dicks. We're getting off topic here. I wouldn't be excited, although I will say I match up well with shooters. And the reason why is, especially my men's league, I can stick to people, but once they try to drive, I don't have lateral quickness.
Yeah, that's just not in your game. Well, let's not get too far off topic.
Okay.
We came here, obviously we have some topics we want to go over, but I really want to touch on the NCAA putting in a bid to get rid of prop betting.
How do you feel about that? Because you've talked to me about prop bets. I wish we could read.
Whoa, dude.
No.
Chill. No, I have not.
Listen.
I have not done that.
Let me clarify. You've talked to me about DMs you get from people when you fuck up their like parlays, their prop bets. Do you remember one off the top of your head that's like the worst fucking just you get crushed?
There's two types of kind. Ones that will make you feel like really sad and ones that will like really be angry. Be like, hey man, like I've really been going through a lot, like this house payment and like I bet you to do this and like you didn't. Like, is there any way you can Venmo me some money?
No way. They actually ask you for money.
And then there's other people who are just like, I hope that, your next game someone falls into your leg and like your career is like over. And like, I just want to write back and be like, maybe I'm the wrong guy to be placing bets on. Mind you,
no, I do. Maybe they just shouldn't be placing bets.
Yeah, exactly. You need to, this is like with alcohol. You guys should do this responsibly.
Yes.
If you can't handle it, there's always called 1-800-BETS. I'm sure they can get you, taken care of with your addiction, just like they can with alcohol or any addiction that you have. But
like, say you're a dude that like when you go out casually for drinks, all you order are espresso martinis, and say you just drink 100 espresso martinis, and you and all your friends do it, you can get help. Is basically what you're saying.
I actually, I've proven that I don't need help. I gave up alcohol and sweets for Lent, so.
You did?
Yeah, I did. So
I could never in my life, in any world, give up sweets. The second I'm done with a savory meal, immediately need a sweet.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a fat piece of shit. And I'm a disgusting pig.
I love how you can, laugh at yourself being,
you like my legs, dude? Can we talk outfits for 1 second? You look good. You got the purple shoes. I think what are in are tube socks, white tube socks, because you're rocking them and I'm rocking them. There used to be a time where people would wear ankle socks. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I like to show off my ankles. Then people would start telling me in the winter, like, are you're freezing your ankles off, or if you didn't lotion, you wouldn't have this problem. Because,
I don't get ashy.
Yeah, you don't have.
No. Do you get ashy?
Yeah, a little bit
on the ankles and knees.
Yeah, but I take care of it. I lotion. Every day.
That's good, man.
Every day out of the shower. But let's not get off topic because you're really throwing me off topic. Prop betting in the NCAA. What do I think about it? I honestly think it is a good idea because you think about the situations with professional athletes. There's let's just say millions of dollars at stake, and you do not want to have that type of pressure having the power to throw that type of stuff off. Yeah. Mind you, when you're a professional athlete, there is a lot at stake at what you're losing. Your contract, jail time. Yeah. When you're in college, there's however many Division I teams and players like, shoot, what's the worst thing that could happen? I don't play college basketball. I go back home. And
the best thing that could happen is you make some change. Yeah. I mean, this is what the movie Blue Chips was about with Nick Nolte.
Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks is not. What?
Oh, sorry.
Wait, did you really think that was Tom Hanks?
No,
or you thought, okay. I don't know if you've ever seen Blue Chips, but it's a great movie.
I've never seen it.
Anyway, it's about that, yeah. And so you would think that a bench player from Stetson, right, which is a Division I school.
We would even go lower than that, like a bench player from a team that is not in the NCAA tournament. But I get where you're going.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, someone could approach him and be like, "Hey, don't get that fifth rebound." And if they're getting a nice chunk of change, I could see how that could be an issue.
Yeah, especially in college because, now that these kids are getting substantial money, and their friend, you may be at Stetson and someone may be at Purdue and they're getting $500,000 in NIL and you see how they're living. You're like, wow, well, maybe this is my opportunity to get NIL.
Dude, I couldn't imagine.
Illegally.
Yeah. When I was 19, if someone offered me money in the shadiest way, I would have 100% taken it. Like, I've been poor, and I would have definitely done shady shit for money as a kid. So I can only imagine, and I wasn't even in a bad situation. I can imagine kids that grew up in tough situations get offered money, and it's like, it's tough,
So you hear that, kids? If you're growing up in a tough situation or you're not in a tough situation, do not do like Kevin and do shady shit. All right.
I never said
that
I
is
did
not
shady
cool
shit.
Because it doesn't end up well. So whatever he says, don't freaking listen.
Speaking of giving kids a lot of money, there are some people in the NBA who are very young. And I just wanted to show you this clip to give a little perspective. This is LeBron James, the oldest player in the league, by the way, scoring 25 points a game, going up against the youngest player in the league.
G.G. Jackson, right?
This guy, LeBron James, had been in the league for 2 years, was playing right here in Cleveland, Ohio, when this kid was born. And now he is still playing in the league 21 years later against his man, G.G. Jackson, and giving him the business.
This is remarkable. I think, the fact that you can play
20 years,
20 plus years, and you haven't tailed off. You're still averaging above 20 points. We've said it here before on the bench sheet.
Yeah.
LeBron is
a killer.
Yeah, he's amazing. I wouldn't go as far as to say a killer,
Okay.
Because that
negative connotation.
Yeah, but no, he's unreal.
Where were you 21 years ago? I was 10 years old.
9 years old. I was in Methuen, Massachusetts, playing ice hockey at Methuen High School. Squirt 4. I scored 32 goals that season. And, I was known as the Zdeno Chara before Zdeno Chara. Nah. Yeah, but that's where I was. I was probably playing street hockey or something. To think that 21 years ago he graced us with his presence in the NBA is amazing. And then he's done it against people's grandkids, their fathers.
Really?
It's
I'm just hoping to be able to play in a men's league when I'm 40. Like, I just want to be able to play the game of basketball, let alone at a high level. By the way, I do play at a very high level. I play at a pretty high 35 and older league, so it's not for scrubs.
Who's in it? Steven Glansberg?
It's me, Steven Glansberg, and Sloan Kettering.
And Johnny Hopkins.
Johnny Hopkins, and we're blazing that shit up. Okay, speaking of different types of basketball, and maybe basketball after the NBA, I don't know if you saw this, but Jimmer Fredette is a did you play against Jimmer?
No. Well, I played against him not college. He signed like a 10-day with the Phoenix Suns. Let me tell you this. On TV, like, he looks like, probably like 6'5".
Yeah.
When he played for the Phoenix Suns when they weren't, when I was in Utah, he was like really shorter than I had thought.
He's like 6'1".
Yeah, and they came back to Utah, and let me tell you this, he got a friggin' standing ovation.
Oh,
but
like
now I see that
you see him here.
This is crazy.
This guy right here, Kareem Maddox, by the way, played on my men's league. And this is not a lie. Kareem Maddox was on our men's league, our corporate league in New York City, and there was a couple games where I scored more than him. Now, am I saying I should be on the Olympic 3-on-3 team? No, I'm not saying I should be on it, but I should have been given a look.
No, you seriously, when you just say ridiculous stuff like that, it makes me mad because like you think that it's just you think this is easy.
No. I'm saying 3. I'm built for 3x3.
No, there's more room.
Yes, that's great.
There's more room for you to look bad
on defense.
On offense. The whole thing. Anyway, Jimmer Fredette.
Disagree. Anyway.
I think it's awesome that he's going to be doing it. There's a lot of space and opportunity for him. You can't really zone, but at the end of the day, Jimmer was never really known to play defense. And I've seen.
Now you're coming for Jimmer. We were just bigging him up, and now you're literally.
I've never seen like they've never played zone in 3-on-3, and you actually have to get out there and guard. I'm no defensive prowess to say the least, but it seems like there's more space and opportunity for one-on-ones to go down. It gets dangerous out there. But Jimmer, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, you get on an island, and it's gonna be cool to watch him in the Olympics. Speaking of, this is 3x3, which actually has all different rules. Like the second the ball comes out of the net,
this is what excites me, Kevin. Say it.
But 3-on-3, or the big 3, as they would say, just offered Caitlin Clark $5 million to play in the big
baby.
That's more than she would make in the WNBA, right?
Hey, this gets a little dicey because if Caitlin Clark wants to go play in the big 3, who my girl Nancy Lieberman, Nancy, shout out to you, was coaching down there. I don't know how this dynamic works.
Yeah,
I don't know, but $5 million is a lot of money.
Change.
And is this the start of someone poaching players from potentially being in the WNBA? I don't know.
We see it with golf. We see the Saudi League. We see it with soccer. Yeah. We see them poaching people to their Saudi League. So you would think basketball, it may happen to basketball. What would your price be to go play overseas in Saudi?
I'm gonna be like the PGA guys. I do it for the love of the game. So
so you wouldn't?
That stuff doesn't matter.
So basically 20.
No.
What was your contract? 26? So 27 million maybe?
I mean, I think everybody has a price. I'm not going to put one out there, but for,
I wouldn't do it, I swear to God. But if I were, you
got to double or triple someone's pay. And you can see how fast, double their pay, they're like, triple their pay, people start moving real fast. So if anybody's out there over in these other basketball leagues, you know.
You would do it.
You just know.
That's why a lot of people remember that China was paying big money for some of these people for a while. So I could imagine if Saudi really gets behind the basketball, they're gonna be poaching some players, as they would say. Is poaching the right word? I almost said poking.
I don't know. Maybe I used the wrong word.
No, I think poaching is right. But it's like, I don't get how that's like a poached egg is my question. How is that? Like, does anyone know that? Because if you poach a player, this is being serious. You poach a player.
This is when I get frustrated.
Okay,
with you
I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay on topic.
The
energy is high in the Black Valve Coliseum. Sorry for fucking up the mics. Okay. Second, speaking of bad language, which I'm clearly not good at language, there was a little altercation in the NBA last night, and some players had some choice words. You a bitch. Your mom
get
was
a pencil.
Bitch.
You get a pencil. You get a pencil. That's what I saw.
A bitch. Your grandma's a bitch. Which would piss you off more? Calling my mom a bitch or my grandma a bitch? Probably, I don't know, equally as angry, I think.
Honestly.
That's your boy.
Sometimes your emotions get the best of you. Like last night we were in Charlotte and some little kid, like a 9-year-old. A 9-year-old was sitting courtside and he thought he was being slick. And I was running up and down the court. He's like, "Hey, 20, hit the treadmill." And I was like,
"What?"
I snapped back and I looked at him. I was like, "Don't you be a fucking brat. You sit down and enjoy the game. Don't be a brat." And he was like shocked and like all of his buddies. But you know who you are down in Charlotte.
I heard what
you little twerp.
I heard what you actually did say is, "Oh, I need to hit the treadmill, you 9-year-old fat piece of shit. No, why don't you stop eating all that candy, you fat ass? Your mommy's fat too. Look at her, that little fat mom. You're a bunch of fatties." I think that's what you said. You're sick, you fat fuck. That's what you are, you 9-year-old fat fuck. That's what I heard you say.
I didn't say
that's worse than Kelly Oubre.
That is crazy. But Kelly Oubre, my man,
don't deflect.
That was
a little uncalled.
That was unfortunate that they got all that on camera because I understand the frustrations of the game. The playoffs are coming up soon. I really hope that none of these guys referee any of your playoff games because
they're going to be getting their get back.
Yeah, I hope they don't. There's a lot of integrity in the NBA, so that wouldn't happen. But,
yeah, I'm sure. What's the worst thing you've said to an NBA ref without getting a technical? So, like, obviously you've said some bad things.
Oh, I've had a funny one.
Okay.
When I was in Philly, sometimes when you're frustrated, you don't look inward, you look outward.
Correct.
So I had a drive to the hoop. I'd missed a couple shots, and it didn't go in. It was like one of those moments and didn't go in. And I was running by the ref, running down the court, and I was like, "Can I get a fucking call?" And he didn't say anything.
And he didn't say a word?
And I was like, "Oh, my God." I was like, I got away with that one. He was like, "Yeah, just one sec." Doop. And then gave me a technical. I was like, I was like, that was pretty good. He not
only gave you the technical, but kind of gave you a little shit back.
Yeah, it was just like, "Yeah, hold on, I got you. Just wait 1 second, I got you." No problem. Bang. And technicals are no fun. They're expensive. Kids, do as I say, not as I do.
I will say, watching you, man, it is fun because it's like I do get jealous because there's nothing in my day that gets me that jacked up. You guys get to get jacked the fuck up for like every other day. There's something that you're like, "Let's go." There's nothing that gets me like that.
Honestly, I'm going to give you a number for therapy. You seriously have to work.
I know, I'm kind of dead inside.
That you don't get worked up for. But that being said, can we talk about people who are getting jacked up and no longer will be getting jacked up? If anyone has seen what the NFL is doing with the new kickoff rule, where...
Dude, great transition, bro. That was a fucking killer transition, bro. Jacked up, then you go right to the NFL jacked up. You're killing it, dude.
Yeah.
My man is fucking killing
But anyway, I'm kind of understanding it. The kicker is the only one that can move. There's a neutral zone, and then it's like almost like Stratego when they just like...
They're like I think they're all the way down the field. They're 5 yards apart from each other. They can't move until the ball lands or the guy catches it. So the XFL has been doing it, and they're already... What's going to be fun is to watch spring football this year, that joint league together, the XFL and the USFL. I forget. I think it's
shout
the UFL.
Out The Rock.
Yeah, shout out The Rock.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
That was the worst rock I've ever heard. Okay, you got to say...
Okay, fucking you do it then.
I will. But before I get to that, What's the guy's name that it doesn't matter what his name is. Any better? No, it's not good either. I got silent here pretty quick. Anyway, the point is this XFL. We're going to watch it this spring, and we're going to see some of these cool trick plays. Yeah. Has the opportunity to change games. All of a sudden, like, kickoffs are going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and it's probably going to eliminate guys getting obliterated, and probably anybody that's on special teams that has to go helmet to helmet for however many times that they do kickoffs. Anytime you score to start a half.
And running like down the fucking field.
Like when you honestly think about it, like how nuts do you have to be to play football, right?
Yeah.
Listen to me. Top speed for guys that run in the NFL, 23.5 to 25 miles an hour. Am I far off?
I think most people get in the 20s, 21 miles an hour.
And most dudes are over 200 plus pounds. Mm-hmm. Some of them get like 245, right?
Yeah.
So that's one person running 23.5 miles an hour, and then another person who's the same weight, same size, running 23 miles an hour. And every play, they're just running into each other. I mean, that's a car crash every single play. Yeah. And however many plays there are, like, who would sign up for that? But I'm going to tell you this.
That's scary.
I would not sign up for that, but I really do enjoy watching it. And if that makes me a sick nut, I'm sorry. I love the game of football. And maybe this will take away one of those possessions or 10 of them from them running into each other and causing mayhem.
We don't even get to see that, really. Most of the time in the NFL, and presently stated, you just see the guy receiving it, and you don't actually see him, like, you don't see the people hitting each other. You just watch the guy receiving the ball. So now you're just going to get cooler plays. Like, yeah, you're not going to get the huge knock your head off, but
and you know what's going to get eliminated from the game is there's always one person on that kickoff team where they kick it and there's like a touchback, and there's always that one person that sprints to the end zone and is like,
D-bag.
Let's go, like, and is making it about them, and I just get secondhand embarrassment. Yeah. So don't be that guy. But I'm happy that we can eliminate that with this new.
And it's always some rookie, and you're like, dude, just shut up. Your number's like fucking 91, and you're a receiver. Just don't do it anymore.
63, and you're like a tight end.
Speaking of the NFL. They are also trying to take a little bit of your guys' thunder here. They are going to play 2 games on Christmas Day, and it's a fucking Wednesday. I shouldn't be cursing about Christmas. That's Jesus' birthday, but whatever. They're going to play 2 games on a Wednesday to try to steal NBA's Christmas Day thunder. What's next? MLK Day? I mean, what the hell's going on? You guys, I'm saying you guys have a couple days.
Yeah, I get that, but
I don't get what's
holy smokes. I mean,
what other days are they going to
we played on Thanksgiving this year.
You did.
So at the end of the day, you know, we're in a money-making business.
Yeah.
And when there's opportunity to make money, you know, I think they played on Christmas this year, did they?
They did, because it was a Monday, I believe.
Yeah, and you know what? They did a really good job. I think people are excited to watch any type of professional sports. Yeah. Let's just say football has a great following.
Yeah, it does.
And, you know, as much as it, you know, would be cool to share that day, I wish we could, you know, have it to ourselves. But at the end of the day, you know, American sports are top notch.
Yeah, and they're dominated by NFL, and there's just not much any other sport's going to do about it. Although one thing I will say, speaking of rule changes and speaking of, you know, like other sports growing, baseball has just completely shit the bed. Can we have a moment for how bad baseball is? Remember in the 90s when baseball was like fun and you would watch Sunday Night Baseball and there were storylines?
Yeah.
What happened to baseball?
With that being said, we should make sure Ohtani he gets out of this unscathed, because we do not. They got through the steroid era. Right?
They did.
They got through it when it was like Sosa, McGuire, Barry Bonds. Hopefully, we can get through this. And the story about him is
Ohtani.
The translator was kind of mixing stuff up. He didn't know where the money was going. I hope that's all true, because you know America needs baseball. You know, to step it up a little bit. It's kind of been, you know.
He's been the most exciting thing. Yeah, he's been the most exciting thing in baseball, I think, for 10, 15 years.
Sometimes baseball is like watching the All-Star game in the NBA.
Yeah, it's like watching paint dry. It is fun to go to baseball games. Like, there's still that nostalgia of like going to a baseball game and like seeing it live. But every baseball game I've ever gone to, I don't even watch. I just drink beer and eat peanuts and the really good salty nuts in the stands. or a hot dog, a nice hot dog and salty
Speaking
nuts.
of that, shout out my people out in Philly. It's too bad that they got rid of Glizzy Night because
Dollar Dog Night.
There is nothing better than going to Dollar Dog Night and seeing how many hot dogs come flying over the top balcony. It's crazy. It's actually hilarious. Speaking of that, today is opening day. Shout out the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know who you're playing, but it's opening day. Baseball season starts.
Yeah. Are you going to go to a Cleveland game?
Support you guys. Yeah,
you're going to go to Cleveland
I would
game?
love to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of hot dogs, how many, if you were to enter into the July 4th hot dog eating contest?
Crazy question.
I'm not saying how far can it go in your throat. I'm saying how many could you eat? There's a big difference. You're not swallowing them whole like Kobayashi.
I don't eat hot dogs.
Shut up, dude. Are you one of those guys that doesn't eat hot dogs or bananas because they look like
don't
wieners?
Enjoy hot dogs.
You're going to sit here
I'm
with
more of a sausage dog kind of guy.
Okay, so you like them thicker. You like them thicker and slightly saltier. All right, dude. There's
no, I'm serious. I don't like hot dogs, and as crazy as that
is crazy.
As crazy as that sounds,
what's your go-to like ballpark food?
Brat.
A Brat.
Yeah.
Dude, brats, because that's that Iowa in you.
Yeah.
I like brats as well. Yeah, going back to Ohtani, it's an unfortunate situation.
But he can't get out of it, though.
Yeah, but there's something shady going on because they've like changed their story a bunch of times.
I get that, but the language barrier, that you can maneuver through that.
You can. And
Forgive me, what specifically is he? He's
Japanese.
Japanese, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ohtani Japanese. And at least I believe so. Yeah, Japanese. And yeah, dude, he's already not going to be pitching this year because of
his
injury,
arm,
yeah,
which is his second one,
dude. And I think he got a quarter bill. How much he got? Half a billy or quarter billy?
I don't know. I think he got like 700. But this is where it gets dicey because he made it a way to only take $2 million each year.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm just like, whenever there's smoke, there's fire. But I don't want to get too much into it because guess what's on tonight? You see what's on my shirt. You see.
Let's get.
You
to
see
it.
the dogs getting ready.
Let's get to
roll
it.
Damn clones.
You obviously. If you're taking emotion out of it, do you think Iowa State has what it takes to beat a really hot team right now in Illinois?
Yeah, I mean, Illinois has those three studs, right? Yeah. With Shannon and who are the other two?
Jaden, I don't know his name. It's Layden.
Layden, okay.
Lipsy.
No, Lipsy is on our team. Anyway, going back to what I was saying.
I'm just naming people
here.
You know,
I think, the Cyclones have a great defense.
Yeah.
And when we put that defense, when we put that D on other teams,
why do you keep making wiener?
Good stuff happens.
You keep making
Moving
wiener
on,
stuff.
Who's in your Final
Milan.
Four?
I like Milan Mommy. He's my mom. I like to call him my mommy.
Manchilovich.
Yeah, he's my mommy.
Milan, we're sorry. I'll get him correct.
I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna take it a little bit further, and I decided to stop. I decided not to go to the mommy suck titties, and I stopped. I pulled it back and didn't do that. Yeah, I like Iowa State. I'm rooting for you. I still have them in my Final Four. I got all of my Final Four intact and all of my Elite Eight still intact. So we're looking good on the bracket front. But yeah, I do like. I think. I just don't really like Big Ten basketball when it comes down to it.
Oh my God.
I'm not a big Ten basketball fan. It's boring. I think it doesn't, aside from Izzo, it doesn't really win a lot in the tournament. I think it just gets ugly.
Yeah.
And so teams that can score are going to win. And I think Iowa State's going to, and Mommy are going to win this game.
And the coolest part about this is Iowa State is going to the top in my home city of Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah. And let me tell you something, the NCAA kind of needs to get it figured out. Like, why are we having like games like over the past weekend or first round of games was at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Local time in Salt Lake City of
Weird.
Like a game of like Gonzaga versus Kansas. Like that doesn't make sense. And then, Iowa State plays UConn at 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah, I don't know.
Local time. That doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it's prime time on the West Coast.
It's TV stuff. Yeah, I'm sure it's TV stuff because most of the people are on the East Coast, but it does get annoying. And also, like, the one thing I think that this tournament is really missing, while there's been like flashes, there hasn't been that big Cinderella story. There hasn't been that like...
Dude, I wore the cardigan. The Cinderella story.
But it ended quick.
Yale.
It ended quick.
I don't care if it was one day of wearing that glass slipper. You freaking rocked it.
I think Golke is more of or the guy from Oakland, Golke is his name, I believe. He seemed like the biggest star to come out of the NCAA tournament.
Let me tell you something. Rack up on those NIL deals NCAA weekend, because he was literally doing commercials from a ballroom with tape down on the floor. Yeah. That was amazing. But can I get to the rest of my Final Four teams?
Sorry, go ahead.
I have
Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State's beating UConn.
Okay.
After they beat Illinois. Then I have Arizona in there. Go Cats.
Arizona over Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, let's
look at the bracket here.
I get, I was actually impressed with UNC the other weekend with how they,
UNC looks good. And I'll tell you what, I said this. I think Hubie has become a better coach over the last couple of years. That first run they had 2 years ago when they lost to, maybe they beat St. Peter's. I think they ended St. Peter's.
Yeah, because you have a good dynamic on like coaching because you coached at high school.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic here.
Oh.
It sounds like you're being a little sarcastic. Not only did I coach high school, I coached Division III basketball. Okay. And I was the offensive coordinator for Division III York College.
You run some good stuff.
Look, I'm allowed to say whether I think a coach is good or not. I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they have a great NIL budget and they do a lot of good stuff.
I can't friend the bracket. Anyway, I'm just like to saying you can watch a game. Anybody who's a basketball person can watch a game and see when the coach is letting them go a little free and whether he's running good stuff. And I'm just saying it seems like he's running a lot better stuff. And like it's showing. They're playing really well. They're experienced. They got fifth-year seniors.
Man, COVID really still working wonders for people.
Wonders.
Shout out COVID, helping people stay in college for 25 years.
Okay, who else you got your Final Four?
Can we just take some time
to
talk about our guy?
Who?
Because I have my two guys. There's DJ Burns.
Are we just picking big guys? Yes, DJ Burns.
Oh, listen, okay. I have been body shamed my whole life.
Yeah.
And, that really has taken a real toll on me. But, you've bounced back. And to see DJ Burns out there making it happen, he's not the fastest. He doesn't jump the highest. He's actually very intelligent on and off the court. Because we did see, I sent you a video where he actually has invested in vending machines. And that's
awesome.
That's a great way to have mailbox money, because let me tell you this. I wouldn't make any mailbox money if I had vending machines. You want to know why? Because nobody would be buying the stuff inside. I would be eating the honey buns ring dings.
You'd be getting high on your own supplies, they say. Speaking of that, this is a perfect opportunity to plug our guys who should hire this dude. Shift Group, who take former athletes and military men and get them into sales jobs.
Yeah.
Please call DJ Burns. I mean, this guy is like already the guy you need. Not saying he can't play pro. He's got a shot at playing pro. But whenever his career's done, go check out Shift Group.
Yes.
They will train former athletes and military veterans in the art of sales and make them successful salespeople.
Always stay competitive, and you can do that with Shift Group. That being said, I have NC.
But I would hire that kid. That kid's a stud.
Oh,
I love
absolutely.
him. Yeah.
I would love to see him on your men's league team whenever he decides to hang it up. That being said, I have him against my other boy, Dalton Neck.
Yeah, but you got Neck Witten there, right? I mean, you got
Tennessee. And I love him. I love Tennessee, and Morgan Wallen. I'm a huge Morgan Wallen fan, so they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing Morgan Wallen down at the Final Four.
Okay.
Because Dalton Neck in Tennessee is going to be Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Rocky Top.
I have Tennessee winning it all. I think they're studly.
That's stupid.
I don't think it's stupid. I think you having UConn not making the Final Four is stupid.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Anyway, moving on to who's our other boy?
We have a lot of boys. Here we go. Let's watch them right here. In the NIT, the Final Four, Kareem
Avia.
The pump fake step through with the left. That looks like me. That's honestly a move I make.
Slow stepping with goggles is an art. Look at.
Watch this. Pocket pass right in there. Tough.
He has 20/20 vision.
He does.
Those things on.
Okay, this is another left hand. Little two-handed jump stop, left hand. Tough. Now watch this. Backdoor pass.
Oh, my God. Look, now you see me, now you don't.
Tough.
Honestly.
You can't pass like that. I can. I have vision like that, but you don't really have vision
Rushmore,
like that.
Larry Bird, and Avia.
Are the two top?
Yeah.
And he's got range, bro. He's NBA range here. Cash out.
Oh my!
I mean,
God.
he looks like George Niang out there with that jump shot.
No, he's better.
Look at this pump fake. That's me though. They used to call me the pump
a
fake.
A little
king.
Baryshnikov. Look at him light on his feet. Look at him light on his feet.
Boom,
Bobby.
Watch this one.
Yeah, Bobby.
See, he passes people. And that's the difference between me and you. Is you pass to people when they're open, and I pass people open.
Okay.
I get people open on shots. That's a nice little flair to a jump shot. We love them. I hope they're going to win it all. They're in the Final Four. Although there's a chance they're going to go up against Seton Hall, who is a team I'm secretly rooting for.
Shamon Moore?
Yeah, Shamon. No, Shalene.
Shalene.
Yeah. Killer.
Phenomenal job that he's done, huh? St. Peter's.
Incredible.
And then
they got snubbed. There's no way a 26-win team shouldn't have been in the tournament, but they got snubbed. It is what it is.
How many wins do they have?
I think they had 26.
At Seton Hall?
Yeah. I mean, there was a stat that was like they have the most quad one wins in the Big East without getting in. They're like the only team.
With that the math behind it is crazy.
I don't know. Honestly, all that stuff.
NCAA, please help us understand that. So when you guys make these decisions, we understand why and where and the purpose behind this. But he's done a tremendous job. Not only has he won, but he's given you tickets to be courtside. Yeah,
and they put me on the Jumbotron, which is pretty tough. I don't know if you know this, but I'm famous. I'm a famous Jerseyite.
Dirty Jersey.
No, I'm not famous at all. This reminds me, who are some of your favorite NCAA players of all time that have had like a fun tournament run that maybe you didn't participate in, you watched as a kid or whatever? Who are some teams that you liked as a kid?
I was a huge fan of that George Mason team.
You were?
Yeah, Jim Larinaga. He's still doing it. Good old Jimmy. Jimmy, when he led George Mason to the Final Four, I thought that was amazing. That was probably one of the coolest ones. And then, another Cinderella was definitely, VCU.
VCU. I thought you were going to say our boy Lehigh,
Eric Manor.
Gabe Knutson.
He did with him and CJ McCollum. What other ones? My high school teammates, Alex Oriaki and Jamal Coombs, literally winning with Kemba, winning like 5 games in 6 days or whatever it was.
They had that like 6
won
overtime?
the Big East tournament and then rolled it into winning the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
That was probably a highlight, just to see people that win a national championship.
That must be
UConn.
Cool
that ain't happening this year.
I think UConn's the best team in the.
All right, dude. Seriously, just shut up.
I had to pick Tennessee because of betting purposes, because like everyone's going to pick UConn, so I had to pick Tennessee. It's funny you should ask me about my favorite.
Okay, what are some of your favorites?
I really liked the Kirk Heinrich Kansas teams.
Why do you want to bring a Big 12 like?
I like Kirk Heinrich.
You do this stuff to piss me off.
No, you weren't there at Ohio State. You were probably 6.
It's not Ohio State.
I mean, Iowa State. I also liked, I did like Jimmer Fredette. I did like him a lot. Remember Juan Dixon for Maryland? Those were fun teams to watch. Steve Blake, also gangster. Did you ever play with Steve Blake or you never did?
I never did.
He like knocked out a lot of people. He like punches people.
Hey, like we said earlier, young kids, do as Kevin says, not as he does, because punching people is not cool.
What's really cool is I did find a relative of yours on the internet who was singing a song from Massachusetts. I believe he's from Methuen, Massachusetts. Let's see if we can pull him up here. And tell me if you have any musical.
Is that my Uncle Gary?
Look at his arms.
Honestly,
dude.
I haven't seen him since he's grown out that mullet. That is a little shorter.
Dude, do you wish you had tattoos like that on his arm?
Did he get a perm?
Would you run?
This is actually our segment of what's new on the internet this week.
This is This Week in the Internet. This is the best video I saw, and also I've been singing the song nonstop. Hero by Enrique Iglesias is one of the best songs out there. Look at the way he's staring into your eyes. And he's got some tight jeans. I know he's packing. Guy's gotta be packing.
What? Yeah, anyways.
Anyway,
I've seen enough of Uncle Gary. But
he is classic. You can just smell the cigarettes in that room.
Yeah.
Can you not?
He's definitely going to Keno and poker night and bingo. He definitely just came back from bingo night. Good for you, Uncle Gary. Seriously, I hope you're doing well. I send you my best. Don't call. Don't text. Seriously, I don't know you.
I don't know you, Uncle Gary. Speaking of funny videos, there's another video I saw this past week on the internet that had to do with Utah, and I know you have some experience being in Utah. I want to know if you know anything about this topic here. It's called, I believe, soaking. I think it's a basketball term. Soaking. So you guys soak. So I guess maybe they're basketball players for the University of Utah or something, but they soak together. Is that like a pregame thing, or what is that? Is that like hot tub and then cold?
Honestly, I
saw it on TikTok.
I think this is fun. I think the coolest part about this video is their natural excitement, especially the guy about
to get in the hot tub.
No, if you don't know what it is, Google it. I don't have time to explain it, but I think it's funny how excited this man gets to know that, his girlfriend, knows what it is. But the cost per shake
is crazy.
Honestly, if you're a college athlete in Utah, that could be a good way to make NIL per shake.
Per shake, $100 per shake is not bad. I've shaken a lot worse for a lot less. And that, my friends, was a wiener joke that didn't go over too well. And I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you're not a soaker, and that's fine. There are a couple things I did want to ask you that were fan questions that I have not gone over with you yet. Now, someone said this. They said, "What's the spread in our 1v1 matchup? We're playing a game to 50. So that's a lot of points."
To 50?
50. So that's a lot of points. If you're going to score 50, and there's no ones, no twos, it's all ones. You're going to score 50 buckets.
It's like, but how much I'm going to beat you by? So it'd be like plus 20 and a half or something.
Yeah, way more. So like you'd have to give me theoretically in the 40s, right? What I would think you would score. I would score 5 on you if we played to 50. Don't you think?
I mean, 50 is a lot.
A lot. So tell me what your number is. What you would think.
But so let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Is it make it take it? And I hate being one of these people.
It's make it take it. That makes a difference. It's make it take it.
Yeah. I would say you score 3, under 5.
Under 5?
Under 5.
Do you know I can get lucky?
Yeah, that's funny. 3.
This is what Gabe Knutson said also. We're going to play. Gabe Knutson, who's still in fabulous shape, plays really good basketball, 6'7", athlete, shoots shit on the ball. He thinks if we played to 15, I would score 0. He thinks he's going to 15-0 me.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, we look at you and realize.
Are you body shaming me now after you have spent time being body shamed?
I think it's funny how you run.
Wow.
That's not
funny how I run?
Yeah. You like drag your feet and you do like this little wiggle.
I have
like
back
this.
problems.
Yeah.
That's why. Once I get my back problems
the ball is in your court.
Okay, someone also wants to know if we say I love you to one another. We haven't yet.
No, but we get in real close and we put our hands in, put our hands in, and what do we yell on 3? 1, 2, 3, best friends.
Oh, God, your knuckles smell good, dude. Thank you for that. Sorry. It's been a really weird day. I flew today, and I'm a nervous flyer, so I've been very I've been very on it. I'm sorry.
Chill out on the Xanax, seriously.
I know. I think I need a Xanax to calm me down. Okay, someone also said they spotted a roly with a dab of ranch on your ice. On your wrist a couple weeks ago. Yeah. They want to know, are you a watch collector, or is that just an accessory? Do you like watches, or do you do it just to show off?
You know, it's a 2023.
It is.
Rolex. I actually was introduced by my great friend
Jacob the jeweler.
No, Duncan Robinson, who brought me down to Long Island, your neck of the woods, London Jewelers, on my way to the Hamptons, and I was lucky enough to get hooked up by them. I like to collect watches. It is.
Do you have more than one Rolly?
No,
just got one. Is that like a one-time thing?
Yeah, I got a Rolly and I got some other things. I'm not gonna really just say what I have.
Oh, you want to keep it cool?
Yeah, you know, keep it subtle. I have some nice subtle pieces that go along with some other things. So,
okay, then one. I don't have a watch. I have a watch called a G-Shock.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you know about G-Shocks.
Wiz Khalifa used to wear that back in the day.
They were really cool. G-Shocks were cool back in my day. I have 2 of them. They were $50 each. Okay, last question, and I'm kind of curious about this too. This person wants to know, see, they have like threes where the letter E should be. So I don't know what the fuck their name is. It's like Joel Ducey or something. I don't know. Can you just put an E in your name, please? With the NCAA tournament starting tomorrow, reflect back on your own college basketball playing career. Let's bring it down closer. What was your favorite moment in college?
Oh, my favorite moment was definitely going to the NCAA or the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And
what city was it in?
It was in New York. I had broken my foot, but to be in the Mecca, that was my first time being in Madison Square Garden. Yeah. That was like electric. The popcorn pops a little louder in what did you call it?
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, but the close 1A, 1B would definitely be going to the Sweet 16 my senior year because Fred Hoiberg, I haven't really forgiven you for leaving me my senior year.
Oh, he did
to go to the Bulls.
Yeah.
But we went to the Sweet 16, and guess where the Sweet 16 was? In Chicago. That was kind of.
Did he show love? Did he come and show love?
Well, I think he came to we practiced at the Bulls facility, so that was really cool. And it was kind of like the closing chapter.
Yeah.
Of my
Do you keep in touch
career.
with
I
Hoiberg?
love Fred. Congrats to him on that extension over at Nebraska. Nebraska, you got a great one, so take good care of him.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what? He took Nebraska from the depths of despair on their basketball team to a relevant team. I think it's only going to be uphill for him.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be the last thing. I'm going to give you 2 stat lines, and you choose one. Okay? The first one, 9.4 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 38% from 3. The second one, 15.3 points, 6 rebounds, but 36% from 3. Which would you rather have? Again, 15.3 and 6.
Well, I know one of them is me or both of them are me.
Just choose one, dude.
All right, sure. I'll take the 15 points.
It's funny you say that because that's Kevin Spees' stat line from our running clock men's league, 35 and over. Our season just ended. We lost a championship game. I wasn't going to say that my stat line was better than yours, but I guess you think it is. I had a great year. My back was injured. And so I didn't, after that 34-point game, my back was hurt. I didn't have any follow-up games after that. I didn't play well. So we did lose. But I'm coming back next year, and I'm gonna average 20.
Yeah, so you two can be like Kevin, the grill guy, and average 15 in any men's league across the world, especially in New Jersey.
Yeah, in New Jersey men's league at Peak Fitness. I would like to say to you, good luck on the LA road trip.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll be recording out there. I don't know if we're gonna.
We'll make it happen.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's a long flight for me, but guess what? I'm down for the cause. Bench seat till I die.
What's your gang sign? Throw it up.
Bench seat. Is this a backwards B? I think that's also like probably shouldn't throw up B's.
Anyway, we as you have it here, thank you guys for joining us on the bench seat. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. Ugh.